Hey, welcome back. Today's cookbook is Moon Juice. A lot of people seem to be really excited for this one. Well, not a lot of people, but a few. A few people seem to be excited for this one. I have to admit, I've only been to Moon Juice a couple of times. I don't really like going to places that I can't afford. And I don't really like when they're in my neighborhood. But that's what's up. There's a Moon Juice in my neighborhood. All my friends like to go, but most of the milks or the juices are $12 to $15, so super expensive. Surprisingly, the things that I chose to make are actually not that expensive, or at least less than what it would be for a meal that had meat or something like that. What I made from the cookbook is the homemade cheese, which all of this stuff is raw vegan, so I'll explain, but some fermented turmeric root. I'm about to make a smoothie, and then this is the fermented cheese. I think Moon Juice is pretty interesting just because of the raw vegan. It's most of the things are made from nuts, which is pretty insane. This whole thing of milk is almond milk, just made from almonds. And what I learned from the cookbook is a lot of the stuff that you use, you blend the almonds with water, and then you can use the pulp that actually doesn't strain into the milk for something else. So what I made with the pulp was another thing from the recipe, were these raw brownies that I'm not showing today. I just made it to test out other things, and they were pretty good. So first, I'm gonna put together this cheese. So this cheese is actually terrifying. I can't remember the last time I was afraid to try something eating wise. I was actually afraid, but I'm afraid. It smells really funky. This video is actually late because I didn't realize that the cheese had to sit out for a total of 72 hours. Most of the things in the cookbook are made with a dehydrator. So you mix together the cheese, which is made out of cashews and macadamia nuts, with a probiotic, and then you put that in the dehydrator for 24 hours on 100 degrees. And then for that, if you don't have a dehydrator, it said you can turn your oven on the lowest setting, set it on top of the oven for 24 hours. So that's what I did. And then after it sits on the oven for 24 hours, you let it sit on the counter for 48 hours. So that's the part that I missed. But apparently that's what gives the cheese its tangy flavor. And I'm so scared. I'm actually so scared to try this. But she said what she likes to do, she likes to create a cheese base, and then she can just flavor it however she wants. So I'm going to add some salt. I have 1 garlic clove that I'm going to add. I have some basil. I'm literally just adding things that I love the flavor of, because I'm so terrified of this cheese, because if you smell it, I don't know, there's just something really scary about having something sit with a probiotic at room temperature. That's what really kind of scares me. Okay, I'm gonna mix this. So the texture, the smell. Okay, it smells better now because of the basil and the garlic. It kind of smells the smell of the cheese is very, very, very fermented. So it almost smells like a pickle mixed with a pizza. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is, the author, by the way, is Amanda Bacon, and she normally has her cheese on top of a piece of sprouted cracker, which she makes herself. In the book, you can use, like, when you juice vegetables and stuff, or some of the juices, which is what she's known for. That's a hard macadamia nut, okay? You can use the pulp from the juices and create, like, some crackers. So she likes to enjoy it on a cracker, but I wasn't going to buy, like, more ingredients just to make a cracker. Like, I definitely will, I think, in the future make some more of her juices, because I do think I kind of, like, bought into her whole scheme, which I'll talk about later. But, okay. Oh my God, I'm so nervous. I don't know why. What's the worst that can happen? Like, I don't know, I'm just a freak. Okay. So I'm gonna also put these, I'm gonna try one plain, but I'm gonna put them on top, because she said she likes to enjoy her cheese on top of a sprouted cracker with some, like, fermented veggies. So I'm just gonna put those on top. And then I'm also gonna make my smoothie. So the smoothie is 2 cups of your homemade almond milk. It's all good. I can clean it up as long as it doesn't get in my cheese. All right, so 2 cups of that. I just thought it would be more fun to, like, do this in front of you guys, so you could see it happen here. So 2 cups of almond milk, 3/4 of a cup of frozen strawberries, the smell's happening right now. Okay, 2 teaspoons of raw honey, so I'm just gonna let the milk, and then 6 droppers of colloidal silver, which is just this stuff that you can buy at, like, a health food store, like Whole Foods or something. And I think this was like $8 a bottle, so I have a lot of smoothies to make with this. That's kind of the thing with these recipes, is like, it's definitely way cheaper to make on your own. Okay, I think that was 5 or 6. Just do one more. And what this stuff is supposed to do is it's supposed to be very healing. Apparently there's some, you're not supposed to have too much of it. You're definitely only supposed to have, like, whatever the dose is. So if there's, like, multiple recipes you're making from this, like, make sure that they don't both use the silver. But she talks about in the book about how she found out that silver has a lot of healing properties, like, it can heal things in your body if you take it. A lot of these foods and smoothies and juices are supposed to be, like, nurturing and healing and really good for your gut. But okay. I'm gonna blend this. So here is the silver strawberry milk. Ooh, it makes a lot. That's a lot of milk. It's kind of like, that's also like when people go to Moon Juice, I'm like, are you just gonna sip on this milk? Okay. It's not bad. It's like a very, very unsweetened strawberry milkshake. But not in a bad way. Not like Alicia Silverstone, like how that, it's like, the honey makes it still good. And I actually think using like homemade almond milk makes it really, really good too. It's like very creamy. Okay. Okay. I haven't opened these since I put them in the fridge to ferment. Okay, they're very strong smelling. Oh my god, these are so spicy. The taste is like it tastes like medicine. It tastes like really strong medicine. It has a really bitter aftertaste. Okay, she said in the book that she likes to drink this she likes to drink the liquid in this like just like with her meal. Oh my god, what is wrong with this woman? Okay, it's just like really startling at first, and then it's like it grows on you. Oh, it's like what happens when you're like kidnapped and you start to like love your captors. Okay, I'm gonna put some on here. This is what she says she likes to make herself for lunch. Okay. I like the spice of that, the spice and the garlic. Okay, here we go. The turmeric root might overpower everything else, but the cheese doesn't taste as scary as I thought it would. The cheese isn't that bad. If you've ever had like vegan nut cheese or anything like that, like cheese that's made out of nuts, it pretty much just tastes like that. I think the basil was a really good call. Tastes really good. Okay. The turmeric root is very medicinal. It's really not that bad. I'm surprised. If you were a raw vegan and you were craving cheese, this would be a good substitute. It's kind of like, it's almost like a hummus. So the whole reason she came up with these recipes, Amanda, she found out she has like an autoimmune disease and that she was just allergic to a lot of different things. And so her response to that was to just start eating this way, and it kind of cured her. She is a trained chef. She trained with Alice Waters. She lived in different countries and trained with chefs there. So she kind of took her training and created these recipes, which I thought when I smelled the cheese from the jar that it had been fermenting in for 72 hours, I was scared. I kind of didn't want to do this. And one batch makes 2 cups of cheese, which is so much. But I actually think it wouldn't be that bad for breakfast. But I don't think I can eat it with these. These are really strong. But I don't know if you're like me. It's like with kombucha. Like kombucha is really strong, but you know it's good for you. So you're like, oh, I should be eating this. It's like that same same kind of taste, is like it tastes like it's good for you and you feel like you should be eating it because there must be something in it that's good for you. And I know turmeric root is like the holy grail of like health food and being good for you. Like it's supposed to be really good for your gut. So she said she likes to live every day, start off the day by drinking one of her green juices, which I do want to try to make. Pretty much everything in here is way cheaper than ever going to the place, because like this is like I think this might be 2 servings, because they normally come in the little bottles and the bottles are like $12 or even more. And this was definitely the one thing of almonds that they had me make for a batch of almond milk made at least like 6 cups. And this required 2, so that's like 3 servings right there. So I did want to share with you guys this juice. I don't know if it's coming up. Oh yeah, this cookbook also has beautiful photographs. So, I mean, there is no picture of the cheese in the book. That's probably intentional. The watermelon, tomato, lime punch. This juice will incite rosy cheeks and boners. It's just that powerful at increasing blood flow. So if anyone's interested, the recipe is 2 pounds of watermelon, rinds removed, 1 early girl tomato, and 1 lime. Juice that together, and you got yourself a boner. If you were wondering. Oh wait. There is a picture of the cheese. Well, she said she likes to have all of her bases plain and then she adds the flavoring. And that one looks kind of brown. So maybe she flavored it to be something. That's brown. You can also put your cheese in a round and make like make it look more like in shape. The consistency is pretty much like cream cheese or like a ricotta. Ooh, that's probably what I'll do. I feel like I have so much cheese left over. I need like a big dish to use it up, and maybe like something like lasagna would be really good. Okay, look at this photo. This is why I wanted to make them. I mean, I guess it does look pretty much the same. Also, the styling on all these photos is like rings, and it's very like cosmic hippie. Turmeric cider pickles. Makes a month's supply. Yeah, because no one's gonna eat them. So they'll just sit in your fridge for a month. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. Instead of having like apple cider vinegar in the morning, I'll just like take a swig of that and eat like 2 or 3 of those every morning. After the last episode, I did have some people help me come eat the food, but there was still so much left. And I ended up eating leftover night market for like 3 days. And I got really sick. Like, I just got sick in the sense where all of those spices were just like, it was just like too spicy for my stomach. Then I had to take a break and just kind of like eat toast or fruit to just kind of like chill out. And then when I saw the Moon Juice Cookbook, I was like, oh, that's what I should do to like cleanse from all of that spiciness and stuff. And I think it does a good job of cleansing for sure. The milk, I would definitely get if you're like a Moon Juice nut, you love to go all the time. I guess if you love to go all the time, you probably don't want to make their stuff at home. It's like you're just that kind of person that likes to like go out and get something to drink. But if you're trying to be thrifty, I would strongly recommend making this at home because you can make way more for way less, for sure. Like it's literally just almonds, strawberries, water, honey, the silver, but the silver will last you forever. If you're thinking about going raw vegan, I think that there's a lot of good recipes in there. Like I said, I did make the raw brownies with the leftover pulp and they turned out really good. And other people tried them and they really liked them. I think this meal might look really sad, but maybe I'm just really honest with how things like look. Like I'm not gonna make it look extra fancy like it does in the cookbook. Like I'm not gonna shoot this under crazy lights. What I'm trying to say is Moon Juice has crazy marketing. They can literally sell anything. You could have like a rotten bag of herbs in the back of your fridge that are like molding and in a puddle of water, and they'll like make it look like beautiful and fancy and like you need to have it. So as far as the trend goes, I'm not sure if I'm 100% on board, but I do think if you want to like maybe take a week and just like cleanse a little bit without doing like a juice cleanse, so you're just drinking juice, like maybe like making one of these things, like the pickled things or like the crackers that they have, and like, you know, making some almond milk and stuff like that, I do think you'll feel better. Because I made a lot of this stuff had to ferment, so I had the almond milk like ready to go, and I've been like sipping on some of the almond milk and adding it to my coffee, and I like the way that it tastes. It tastes like exactly like the one you buy from the store. So then you would be saving money there too. If you use almond milk regularly, you could use it in your strawberry milk or any of the other kinds of milks. That's another thing that was super impressive about the cookbook, is there's like 20 different kinds of nut milks you can make. As far as a rating, you have to have a dehydrator in order to make things. The cheese was the only recipe I could find where you could just set it on top of your oven on a low setting. So the cookbook, it'd have to be worth it to get a dehydrator too. So I'm just factoring that into my rating. I mean, the stuff did turn out good, but it's not like the best thing I ever had. It didn't blow me away. Moon Juice. I can tell that you put a lot of time and effort into this cookbook. I can tell that you thought the recipes over and you tried to factor in health into each one of your things so that you could have a day's worth of vitamins in each of the food that you ate, that you make to eat. But I'm going to judge this based solely on the fact on whether or not this could convert me to a raw vegan, and I don't think it can. I think it's good, but I don't think it's amazing. I think the flavors are there, but I think that I don't know. I think that different things could be added or things could be tweaked. I'm not sure. I'm very new to like the raw vegan thing, but I'm gonna give this a 3.5 out of 5. I'm trying to think if I would like have my friends, you know, serve my friends the nut cheese, and I think I might be scared. I think I can eat it on my own, and I might say, hey, try it, you know, just for fun. But I don't know if I would give it to them like at a party, like on a cheese board. That's my thing. If it blew me away and I could do that, I would give it a much higher score. But right there, I think it's like, would you want to share it with someone? Some of the things? Yes. I think juices and milks, these are kind of like no-brainers. Like, I have a juicer. Literally anything you put in there, it tastes good. Like, it's really not hard. So I have to judge it more. Like, this is literally strawberry milk. like with some silver drops. So I have to judge it more on like the flavors of the different recipes of the things, you know, like these things. So that's what it is. Okay. If you guys have any cookbooks you think I should try or anything you think I should know, let me know down below, and I'll see you next time.